On April 22, 2025, 5 heavily armed militants launched a brutal assault on tourists in the Baizaran Valley near Pahalgam, a scenic area in Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir. The attackers, wielding AK-47 S&M4 carbines, killed 26 individuals, including 25 Indian tourists and 1 local Muslim pony operator, and injured over 20 others. Witnesses reported that the assailants separated men from women and children, demanded religious identification, and executed those who were not Muslim. Initially, the Resistance Front, an offshoot of the Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba, claimed responsibility, citing opposition to Indian government policies perceived as altering Kashmir's demographic makeup. However, TRF later retracted its claim, alleging a communications breach. The Pahalgam attack of 2025 immediately triggered a sharp deterioration in already fragile India-Pakistan relations. This was not an isolated diplomatic rupture. It followed a long pattern of tit-for-tat escalations after violent incidents in Kashmir and beyond. India promptly accused Pakistan of harboring and supporting terror groups responsible for the attack, linking it to organizations like Lashkar-e-Taiba. In a significant and rare step, India suspended the Indus Waters Treaty, a water-sharing pact that has survived even during the wars of 1965, 1971 and 1999. Indian authorities expelled Pakistani diplomats and closed the Wagah border crossing. All Pakistani nationals were denied visas, cutting off people-to-people contact. Indian troop movements were reportedly observed along sensitive border regions. Pakistan strongly denied any role in the attack and requested a neutral international investigation. In retaliation, Pakistan suspended the Simla Agreement, which governs peace protocols across the line of control in Kashmir. Pakistan also closed its airspace to Indian flights, a tactic previously used after the 2019 Pulwama-Balakot incidents. Islamabad responded by expelling Indian diplomats and cutting official communications. The current diplomatic fallout echoes several historic flashpoints. After Pakistani soldiers and militants crossed into Indian territory in Kargil in 1999, India launched a full-scale military campaign. Diplomatic channels froze completely, and relations only normalized months later under US pressure. Following the 2001 attack on India's parliament, blamed on Pakistani-backed Jaish-e-Mohammed, India and Pakistan mobilized nearly 1 million soldiers along their borders in Operation Parakram, bringing them to the brink of full war. After the 2008 Mumbai attacks carried out by Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists, India halted all dialogue, and international pressure, especially from the US, was required to avoid escalation. Both the 2016 Uri attack and 2019 Pulwama attack on Indian security forces led to India's adoption of surgical strikes and later aerial strikes inside Pakistan, sharply heightening tensions. In each of these examples, terrorist violence in Kashmir or Indian cities led to diplomatic expulsions, severed people-to-people ties, international interventions to cool tensions, and massive hardship for civilians living along the line of control and within Kashmir itself. Given the historical context, the Pahalgam attack risks triggering a new cycle of hostility, potentially worse, because both countries now have more developed nuclear arsenals. Nationalist sentiments in both countries have hardened, and economic hardships post-COVID and global instability could limit international attention. Without meaningful interventions, the region could spiral into a conflict with global consequences. The attack and subsequent diplomatic fallout have had dire consequences for the people of Kashmir. Increased military presence and operations have heightened tensions and disrupted daily life. The suspension of tourism, a vital economic sector, has led to financial hardships for locals. Reports of harassment and suspicion towards Kashmiri students and residents in other parts of India have surfaced, exacerbating feelings of alienation. These developments have intensified the challenges faced by Kashmiris who already endure the complexities of a long-standing conflict. The international community has expressed concern over the escalating tensions. United Nations urged both India and Pakistan to exercise maximum restraint and resolve issues through peaceful dialogue. United States condemned the attack and called for a responsible resolution, maintaining diplomatic communications with both nations. Other countries including Iran, Israel, Italy, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, the UK, and neighboring South Asian nations, condemned the attack and called for peace. Recommendations for peace mediation efforts. International organizations like the UN and countries with diplomatic ties to both India and Pakistan could facilitate dialogue. Counter-terrorism collaboration. Joint efforts to combat terrorism can build trust and reduce cross-border threats. Humanitarian focus. Prioritizing the well-being of civilians in Kashmir through economic support and protection of human rights is essential. Sustainable peace requires commitment from both nations to engage in constructive dialogue, address underlying issues, and work collaboratively with the global community to ensure stability in the region. Thank you for listening through the end. There is a lot of work that goes into bringing you the content like this, so the least you can do is to like and subscribe to help the channel. Thank you.